Hello first graders, this is Mr. Begay. It is January 4, 2021. Here is our math lesson that we are going to gradually get into. Now first graders, this week we're going to focus on what is called 1 more and 10 more. Now, Mr. Begay put some numbers here. We have 15, 27, and 10. And we have here also some cubes that Mr. Begay is going to show you so that way you can visually see what's going on here and what we mean by 1 more and 10 more, okay? You do not need a pencil or a paper just yet. Just look at your screen and listen to what Mr. Begay is going to see, okay? Watch what I'm doing. Okay, first graders, we're just going to look here at this number. What number is this? 15. This number is 15. Now, first graders, the first thing you're going to do when you come upon 1 more and 10 more, that says 15, okay? The first thing we're going to do is put 15 of these cubes in here. But first graders, when I say we're going to put 15 in here, this is what we're going to do, okay? First off, this here, okay? You see Mr. Begay now. I'm going to move this around. This here is called a tens block. When you count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This block here that Mr. Begay is moving around is called a tens block. As you can see, it's longer as compared to this one. This is just a single cube. This is 1. Okay? This here is a tens cube. Okay? Look at how long it is. Look at the difference, the size difference. This represents only 1. Okay? This here is a tens block. Now watch Mr. Begay. Watch how I do this because you're going to do this on your own here in a bit. Now, 15 is right here. 1 more, it says the first thing you're going to have to do is put 15 of these in here. Watch Mr. Begay. I'm going to move this 10 block right here, okay? Let me put it right here. 10's block. Now, this 10 represents that 1 there. That's the 10's place, okay? This 1 represents that 10's block. Now we're done with that 1 there, but look here, there's a number behind here. What number is this? 5. So now, we're going to have to get 5 cubes, these single ones, and move them in here. Watch Mr. Begay, watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see that? Now first graders, we're going to count this, okay? Look right here. This is 10 automatically. So watch Mr. Begay. Watch how I count this. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You see that? We now have 15 of this tens block and these single block that represents 15. Now look right here. It says 1 more. Now first graders, watch. I'm going to click here on this single cube. I'm going to drag 1 more in here. Did you see that? I put 1 more cube in here because that says 1 more. Now, let's see what our answer is going to be. We have to count this up again. Okay? Watch Mr. Begay. Let's count together. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So first grader, your answer here is going to be 16 now. Look, that is true. 15 and 1 more, that's going to give you 16 because look, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, now, first graders, did you see that? Now, this is done now, okay? So, Mr. Begay is going to move this out of there now, okay? Watch, I'm just going to move everything back out because we found our answer there. But first graders, we are not done. As you see, there's a number that needs to go in there again. Now, it says up here, 10 more, okay? Let me center this so you can see that now, because the answer there is going to be 16. Now look, 10 more now. So we're still using this number here that I'm going to highlight, okay? 15. We got to put 10 more now in here. Watch Mr. Begay again. The first thing you do, first graders, is you're going to put 15, draw 15 in here of these blocks. Remember, that one represents the tens place. So you're going to grab one of this and I'm going to put it in here. Okay? Now, I need to grab how many of these single ones again? How many of these do I need to put in here? 5, because 5 is right here. That represents the ones place. So let's put 5 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, first graders, watch now. We have 15 here. Let's count with Mr. Begay. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, this represents 15, which is here now. Now, first graders, it says up here now, 10 more. Now, since I don't have enough of these little cubes, here's what Mr. Begay is going to do. Watch me. This here is a tens block again. You remember that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So watch Mr. Begay. I'm going to move this now in here. Okay? Because this block represents 10 more. So instead of putting in 10 more of these single cubes, we are able to drag in this cube that's already here for us that represents a tens block. Now, first graders, what we're going to do here is we're going to add this up now. We're going to count them. Watch Mr. Begay. Watch how I do this. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So first graders, our answer here is going to be 25. Look at that. That's true. That's correct. 15, and if you put 10 more to 15, you're going to have 25 because that's what we have here. We drew it out right here with these cubes and a tens place block. Now let's count again. Count with Mr. Begay because remember, this 2 represents the tens place. So these 2 long cubes represent that 2 there because it's in the tens place. And this 5 are these cubes back here, okay? Now let's count again. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, okay? So our answer here is going to be 25. Now, first graders, if you're still lost, don't worry because look, we have 2 more numbers that we're going to work with now. Mr. Begay is going to help you with this so that way you can see what's going on, okay? And remember, we have all this week. I'm going to show you all kinds of techniques to understand this, okay? So here now, we're done with 15. 15, you add 1 more, is going to give you 16. 15, 10 more, is going to give you 25, okay? Now, let's come here now to this one. What number is this? 27. Good job. Remember, this 2 represents the tens place. This 7 represents the ones place. So watch. Remember, the first number up here, the tens, you're going to look at these cubes, these long ones. This is the ones we're going to be using. This 7 that's right there that Mr. Begay just highlighted are going to represent these 1 single cubes here, okay? So first graders, we're going to have to put 27 in here first before we try to figure out the answer. So, since the 2 is up here, that 2 represents this tens block. So watch Mr. Begay, I'm going to put this in here. 10, 20. Okay, so you see that. 10, 20. Now listen, first graders. Sometimes some students count like this. 1, 2. We are not going to count like that, okay? Because these are tens blocks. You see how they're connected? And if you count each block, it's going to come out to 10. Only these single cubes we're going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But these long cubes, we're going to count them as 10. So let's count again with Mr. Begay. 10, 20. Okay? Now we found that first number there, the 2. Now we come here to this second number, this 7. Now, here's where we're going to drag in now these single cubes. How many do we need? 7. So watch Mr. Begay. I'm going to put 7 in there. Watch me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let me move this up here just a little bit. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we have 7 cubes now that we put in here, these single ones. Now, this represents 27. Count with Mr. Begay. Watch me. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, so this represents, this whole picture here represents 27. Now we look up here. It says one more, okay? One more means, okay? You're going to grab just one of this cube here, this small one, and you're going to drag this one in there now. Watch, see that? Now, we count this up, and it's going to give us an answer. Count with Mr. Begay. Remember, you're going to say 10, 20, okay? And then when we get to these single cubes, you're going to count it just as 1. Watch Mr. Begay. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay, did you see that? How Mr. Begay counted that? Let's count it again. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So first graders, our answer here is going to be 28, okay? 28, and that is true. 27 and one more is going to give you 28 based on what our picture shows us here, okay? Now, let me drag these back out because we found our answer there, which is going to be 28. Now, first graders, look at your screen and just watch what Mr. Begay is doing. You're going to get the hang of this pretty soon, okay? So, we found the answer here. Let me center that for you. That's going to be 28, but we're not done yet. We have this we have to fill in again. Now, first graders, it says 10 more up here. We're still working with 27. First thing we're going to have to do again is we're going to have to put 27 in here first before we can do anything. So remember, this 2 represents the tens place. This 7 represents the ones place. So that 2 we're going to look at first. Remember, these are 10 base blocks, okay? So since that 2 is up front, you're going to have to put 2 of these in here because that represents a tens, okay? 10, 20. Okay? Now, how many of these little cubes now does Mr. Begay have to put in here? What number is that right there behind 2? 7. Good job. So count with Mr. Begay. We got to put 7 of these little cubes in there. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now look there, first graders, okay? Let me move move these a little bit back so you don't get confused or you don't start looking at this part. We're right here now, first graders. Now look, we have back in here now 27, okay? 27. Now up here it says 10 more, okay? So we're going to have to put 10 more here. Now first graders, instead of dragging 10 of these little ones back in here, we're going to do this. Watch Mr. Begay. So 10 more, we already have 27 in there. Since this already has 10 cubes together, okay, this is a tens base block, all we're going to do is this. Watch. I'm going to drag another one in there. Now, look, here's our answer now. Because we already have 10 more, this represents that 10 more added on to 27. Now, watch Mr. Begay. Watch how I count this again. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Okay, let's count it again. Count with Mr. Begay. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. So first graders, our answer in here is going to be 37 based on what we have here, okay? Now, let me drag these back out so that way you can see the answer. So right here is going to be 37, okay? And that is true because 27, you put 10 more to it, it is going to give you 37. That's what we did here. See, let me move these back in here, okay? So look, we have 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, okay? Now, let me move these out so that way you can see that we have our answer there, okay? Now, just keep paying attention, first graders. If you still don't get this, don't worry. I'm going to provide you lots of examples on how to do this. But the one thing I want you to really see, first graders, is that this here is a tens base block, okay? This just represents the ones place. This represents the tens place, okay? And we're going to get more into that as we keep going. Let me center this for you, okay? Now we're done with this first row, this center row. Now we're coming down to the last row here. Now, first graders, what number is this? 10, okay? 10. This is 10 here. We have a 1 here in the tens place, and we have a 0 in the ones place. Now watch Mr. Begay. Remember I said before we can do anything, okay, we have to put 10 in here first. Now first graders, watch Mr. Begay again. Instead of putting these single cubes in here to get 10, watch. I'm going to drag just one of them in here now because remember, this here represents a 10. Let me count for you. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You see that? This whole thing represents a 10. So, instead of putting these single ones in here and counting up to 10, it's easier just to draw a tens base block there because that represents 10 there. Okay? Now, we have 10 here, we have 10 here. It says one more. So first graders, I'm going to grab this single cube here, and I'm going to put 1 more in here, okay? Because it says one more. So look at that. I put 1 in here. That represents this 1 more here. Now first graders, all we do now is count it up. Watch how Mr. Begay counts this. Count with me. 10, 11. Let's count again. 10, 11. So that's going to be your answer here. 11. Let's count it again. 10, 11. Because remember, this represents just a ones block here. A ones cube. 10, 11. So your answer here is going to be 11. Okay? Now, let me move this back. Okay, let me center this because that's done now. Now, first graders, 10, You put one more to it, it's going to give you 11. We still have to get an answer here, okay? Now, first graders, watch Mr. Begay. It says 10. Now we got to put 10 more in here, but before we can do that, we have to put a 10 back in here again. Now, instead of dragging all this in here and trying to put 10 of these in here, what's Mr. Begay going to do? What's the easiest way to do it? It's just to get a tens base block and just put it there. Because look, this 10 represents that 10 there. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You see that? That represents a 10, and that's a 10 there. Now, first graders, it says here again, 10 more, okay? Now, first graders, instead of making and putting 10 of these single cubes in here again, what's Mr. Begay going to do? What's the easiest way to just put a 10 in here again? I'm just going to grab another one of this one, okay? This 10's base block, okay? Now see, there it is. We have a 10 here again because it says 10 more. All Mr. Begay did is I just put this here again because that does represent a 10, okay? Now, since these are 10s, this is how we're going to count it. Watch Mr. Begay, watch me. 10, 20, okay? So our answer here is going to be 20. 10, 20. Okay, and that is true. When you put 10, you put 10 more to it. We added a 10 here. It is going to give you 20. And listen to first graders. Some students will do this to make sure they have the correct answer. They count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You see that? And that is correct. But first graders, I want you to count with 10. Are you going to just say 10, 20? Okay, so that's our answer there, okay? Now first graders, you're going to do this by yourself on the next screen, okay? Now remember first graders, if you get lost, rewind the video and watch it again. Don't worry if you didn't understand this just yet because I'm going to go over this all week, okay? But understand that this one here, you see? This one that Mr. Begay is moving around, that's a 10 base block. Okay, all these tall ones, there are 10's base block. These here just represent the ones, okay? Like this, 5, 7, and 0. This is what these represent. But these numbers up front are the 10's base block, okay? Now, first graders, go get a paper and pencil now. When you get your paper and pencil now, I want you to look at this screen now that's on your computer. Now look, I want you to draw this now. Just draw this one that Mr. Begay is moving the cursor around, okay? Now, I left these cubes here. Of course, you're not going to be able to move these around just yet. But I want you to draw it in here, okay? You're going to draw these in here. Now, Mr. Begay is going to help you. Let me help you first with this one, 15, okay? Let me help you get started. I'm going to help you with these two numbers here, okay? Now, first thing, remember Mr. Begay said to do, that says 15, so we got to put 15 in here first before we can do anything. So watch, that first number up there says 1. Now, am I going to grab this single cube and put it here? No, because that 1 represents the tens place. So first graders, I need this in here now, watch. See, that represents that tens place. This is a tens block. Tens base block. That represents that 1 up there, okay? Now, we're not done though because there's a number here now, 5. Now we get 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now look at that. Look at our picture there. That represents 15. So first graders, now it says up here, 1 more. So I need to get this single cube, just one of them. And I need to put it here because that represents 1 more. Okay? Now we're done. All you're going to do is count this up. Let's count with Mr. Begay. Count with me. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So first graders, right here, you're going to put 16. 1, 6. Right there, okay? You're going to put it here, 16. And I want you to draw this whole thing in here, okay? Draw this tens base block, okay? You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That represents a tens base block. And I want you to draw this also behind it, okay? Because that says 6 here. Because we added 1 more, 16. And I want you to put right here, 1, 6, 16. So I helped you with that one. I'm going to help you with this one now, okay? Now, first graders, let me make 2 more of these, okay? Really quick. Let me make 2 more of these. Let me put this here. So that way you're going to see, okay? There we go now. Now watch Mr. Begay. It says 10 more here, okay? But before we do anything, how many do we need in here now again? How many do we have to put here again? 15. So watch Mr. Begay again. I'm going to grab this tens base block because it represents that 1 right here in front. Now, we come here to that 5. Now I need 5 of these little cubes over here. Watch Mr. Begay count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now look right there, first graders. We have 15 now right here that represents this. Let's count. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's count again. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now we have 15 here. It says up here, 10 more. So first graders, instead of putting 10 of these little cubes in here again, what do? We do what? We're just going to grab another tens base block here and just put it here because that here represents that 10 up here, okay? Now all you do is count it up, okay? So let's count with Mr. Begay. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So first graders, your answer here is going to be 25. You're going to put 2 and a 5 here, okay? Let me count with you again. Let's count. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That's how you're going to count, okay? Remember, this represents a tens place, a tens base block, okay? 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So here you're going to put 25, 2 and a 5. And first graders, I want you to draw this here, okay? So first graders, your answer here is complete now. Now, all you're going to have to do is draw that. Mr. Begay helped you with that. Now you're going to do now this one by yourself. You're going to have to draw these out, okay? Remember, these represent a tens base block. I want you to draw that on your paper, okay? So you have 23, 30, and 64, okay? And remember, first graders, when you are done, make sure you put it into a folder and keep it in a secure place because you are going to turn it in on Friday to the bus drivers so I can see how you did, okay? Good job. And you can go ahead and pause the video here because Mr. Begay is gonna log off here in a bit.